So you want to make it to the NFL? Cool. But know this, it's a full-time commitment that eats, sleeps, and breathes football. Every year, thousands of players fight for a tiny handful of spots, and most never make it. But the ones who do? They follow the same brutal, demanding, no-shortcuts path. And today, I'm going to lay it out for you in 6 no-nonsense steps. Whether you're a high school hopeful, a college athlete, or just someone obsessed with the game, this is your playbook. Let's get into it. Step 1. Start young and pick your path. Still watching that video? That means you are serious about the NFL. If that's the case, your first snap shouldn't be in high school. It should be in Pop Warner, Pee Wee, or even flag football. Most NFL players were already running routes before they could spell touchdown. The earlier you start, the sooner you figure out whether you're a natural quarterback, a lockdown corner, or just the kid who can bulldoze anyone in front of them. Choosing a position early helps, quarterback, wide receiver, running back, lineman, but don't stress if you switch later. Plenty of pros started on defense and ended up catching passes, or vice versa. At this stage, the real goal is simple. Get the fundamentals down. Catching, throwing, tackling, footwork, the unsexy stuff that actually wins games. Everyone wants to be Patrick Mahomes on Instagram, but Mahomes threw a million passes before the world cared. You don't get the no-look bombs until you've spent years perfecting the basics. You have to learn to take hits, not just from linebackers, but from coaches. You'll be told you're too slow, too small, or not football smart enough. The mental toughness you build here is what separates the dreamers from the grinders. If you survive this stage, the early mornings, the conditioning, the criticism, you're not just playing football anymore. You're building the mindset that separates casual athletes from the ones who make it. And now it's time to prove it where it really counts. Step 2. Build your resume. In high school. This is your first big filter. College recruiters aren't just watching Friday Night Lights for fun, they're looking for future scholarship athletes. First of all, your GPA matters. The NCAA doesn't care how many touchdowns you score if you can't stay academically eligible. If you're bombing algebra, you're not getting recruited. Period. Keep your grades strong because they're just as important as your 40-yard dash time. Along with keeping your grades high, get on varsity as early as you can, sophomore year if possible. Play both sides of the ball if your team needs it. Every rep is filmed for your highlight reel. Meanwhile, get serious in the weight room, work on speed drills, and clean up your nutrition. You're not just playing football anymore, you're turning yourself into a college-level athlete. And yes, there's the rare player who starts late. Maybe you didn't get much high school playtime or didn't even join until your senior year. It's still possible to make it through junior college, walk-on tryouts, or even switching from another sport. But trust me, starting early gives you a massive edge. So you've survived the Friday Night Lights and built a highlight reel that can actually turn heads. But now comes the real pressure cooker, college football. This is where the competition's faster, the playbooks are thicker, and every mistake is caught on film. Only about 7% of high school players make it to play college football at any level, and just 2% reach Division I. If you're here, you're already in the top tier. Welcome to the proving ground. Step 3. College football, prove your worth. You've made it to college ball, now it's survival mode. The speed, faster, the hits, harder, the margin for error, non-existent. Now's your time to prove you belong among the best. But here's the catch, you're not getting a salary yet. Sure, you might have a scholarship covering tuition, housing, and meals, but that's not the same as an NFL paycheck. Thanks to the new NIL rules, you could earn money from endorsements, but unless you're a big name, it's not life-changing cash. So you're grinding full-time, taking hits every weekend, and still juggling classes, all for the shot at the next level. This is where discipline and focus matter more than ever. Now, every snap, every rep, and every second on the field is a job interview with 32 potential employers. Your first battle is earning a starting spot. Weight room numbers are cool, but scouts aren't drafting your bench press. Game film is king. That means you've got to turn practice into production. And don't just hide in your locker. Build relationships with your coaches, trainers, and strength staff. These are the people scouts call when they want the truth about your work ethic. A glowing recommendation can do more for your draft stock than shaving a tenth off your 40-yard dash. Off the field, you've got to study your playbook like it's a law exam. Knowing where to be and what to do, without thinking, can be the difference between making a roster and watching from your couch. Then there's the grind. 6 a.m. lifts, cross-country travel, classes, late-night film sessions, and somehow keeping your GPA alive. It's exhausting, but it's also the closest thing to the NFL lifestyle you'll get before actually being there. If you can handle this, you're proving you can handle Sundays. Step 4. Stand out to NFL scouts. If college football was your training ground, then this is your final audition. The bleachers might not be packed with screaming fans now, but the pressure is heavier than any defensive lineman you've faced. Lined up along the sidelines are NFL scouts, team representatives whose job is to find the next pros. Clipboards in hand, stopwatches ticking, eyes scanning every step you take, they're not just watching your highlight reel, they're judging your stance, your sprint form, even how you breathe before the whistle. Your mission is simple: shine in the moments that matter most. Bowl games, rivalry week matchups. These are the tapes scouts rewind and rewatch. Then comes the NFL Combine or your pro day. The 40-yard dash, the vertical jump, bench press reps. It's a numbers game where every fraction of a second counts. One stumble on the start line can be the difference between signing a multi-million-dollar contract and refreshing your LinkedIn profile. So, pressure-proof your performance. Build routines that keep your nerves in check. Treat each drill like the championship is on the line. Because here's the truth, this is where you find out if you're about to be a first-round draft pick or the answer to a sports trivia question your cousin brings up at Thanksgiving for the next 20 years. But you're here for real, right? So let's assume you've got what it takes to make it pro. Scouts are fighting over you and you've just signed with an NFL team. Step 5. Get drafted or signed. This is the moment every football player dreams of, the phone call that changes everything. But here's the cold truth. Only about 250 players hear their name called during the NFL draft each year. That's it, and thousands of college players are fighting for those spots. If your name isn't called, it's not over. Teams can still sign you as a UDFA, undrafted free agent, which means you've got a chance to prove yourself in training camp. Plenty of stars have taken this route, but the climb is steep and the margin for error is razor thin. Once you're in, rookie contracts can feel like hitting the lottery. Even the league minimum, around $800,000 a year, is life-changing money for most people. But here's the catch. The average NFL career lasts just 3 years. 3 seasons to prove you belong before the next hungry rookie comes gunning for your spot. Making it here is hard. Staying here? That's war, which gets us to the next point. Step 6. Survive and thrive in the league. Let's say you're not just in the league, you're dominating it. Your name's in headlines, fans wear your jersey, and highlight reels run your plays on repeat. You've earned every bit of your spot, and right now, you're at the top of your game. You're pulling in around $800,000 a game, life-changing money, but in this league, that number is always one bad snap away from vanishing. So make sure that you follow these simple but powerful rules. First rule, you need to master your playbook. Speed and power might get you drafted, but knowing every route, every audible, and every defensive look, that's what keeps your name on the roster. Second rule, stay healthy. One bad hit, one awkward landing, and you could go from starting on Sunday to watching from your couch for the rest of your life. In the NFL, your career is always one injury away from over. Third rule, protect your money like you protect the ball. It might sound impossible to go broke after making millions, but the numbers don't lie. Studies have found that the majority of NFL players face serious financial trouble within just a few years of retiring. Even big-name stars aren't immune. You made $80 million but end up owing millions? That's what happened to Antonio Brown, declaring bankruptcy despite a Hall of Fame caliber career. Warren Sapp made over $60 million, retired with just $800 in the bank amid a mountain of debt. Then there's Terrell Owens. $80 million earned but left with less than $1 million. Fine lines with flashy purchases and failed deals sank the rest. What saved them, or not, is exactly what you need to be thinking about now. Bad investments, expensive lifestyles, misplaced trust, they've ruined more careers than blown-out ACLs. Fourth rule, build your brand. Your football career might be short, but your name can keep paying the bills if you've got endorsements, media gigs, or businesses lined up. Just ask the legends who are still cashing in decades after hanging up their cleats. Finally, find a mentor. This league is chaos, and the veterans who've been through it can help you dodge the traps you don't even see coming. So, you've made it to the NFL. That's 3 jerseys now, UFC gloves, boxing gloves, and football pads. What's next? NBA, Navy SEAL, NASCAR driver? Drop it in the comments and I'll break it down. And before you ask, no, I'm still not doing influencer. We're talking real careers here, not selfie marathons.